Hey everyone, DamageZombie here with my video review of World of Warcraft versus Warhammer. Popular question that many people are talking about, and I'm going to give my best unbiased review about them. So a little history about my playing with both of them. I played the World of Warcraft beta since, probably closer to closed, but I got in just before it, and I was there for the open beta as well. And played at launch, been playing it since, and I plan on getting Lich King as well. With Warhammer, I managed to get in during the open beta stage, so I got in through the pre-order bonus. So not quite as cool as getting to test it in its earlier stages, but I still got to test it. I also participated in the early start where I made my Chaos Zealot, who is now at level 13. Haven't played it that much recently, but I did get to at least see the features that everyone talks about, RVR, public quests, and the way they handle their PvP and PvE. So I will try and break it down in comparisons, PvE, PvE, the new RVR, and tell you how they compare. Very first thing that everyone has been saying on the message boards across the internet is that it is a WoW clone. I disagree. It is not a WoW clone. To preface that, World of Warcraft actually borrowed many ideas from other MMOs before its time and other games. What they did was they took all those ideas, changed them a little bit, polished them up, and made them more user-friendly, and put them into World of Warcraft, which is why the game works so well and is so much fun to play. Warhammer took a lot of those same ideas, that WoW had already taken from other games, and they polished on those, added new features, gave you more stuff to do. They didn't just copy-paste, if you will. They added a whole lot of new features that I really like. The user interface is probably why the game gets this WoW clone stigma, is because the UI or user interface looks a lot alike WoW, down to the hotkeys on the bottom, the minimap in the upper right, and the player portrait in the upper left. While a lot of other MMOs have done similar, just even the style, it looks a lot like WoW. But it's better. Why do I say it's better? I like that I can go into the options and I can customize the UI from size, scale the icons, scale the text. When I'm out questing on my minimap, I can see highlighted areas where points of interest would be. So kind of like having the Quest Helper add-on for those who have used that in World of Warcraft. But that's really where the similarities clone similarities really end. After that, it's a unique take on PvE and a unique take on PvP. Similar, yes, but unique. With the PvP, since I'm going to talk about that first because RVR is the big feature that War has to offer. With War, from level 1, I can jump into a public quest, I can jump into a battleground equivalent, they call them scenarios, or I can go attack people out in open RVR. In the Battlegrounds RVR, I first got to experience the Norden Watch episode where it pits Chaos versus humans, or the Empire, and the goal in that one was a King of the Hill of sorts. You had 3 points to capture. The longer you hold them, the more points you got, and once you hit 500 points, your team wins. Now, sure, that sounds a lot like the Battleground in World of Warcraft, and it is, but it's a little bit different in the sense that in their Battlegrounds, I can join from level 1, and it'll bolster my stats up to that of a level 8. Now, I don't get the level 8 talents or spells or anything. You actually don't get talents till 11. But my HP, my mana, which is replaced by action points, is on par with a level 8. So all of my abilities, or for my case as a Zealot or Zealot, my healing spells have been bumped up to the power of a level 8. Which I actually really like because even though it's not going to, make or break whether or not I'm going to totally win, because sure, someone who later on is better geared and better skilled than I am will probably smash me in the ground. But I at least have a fighting chance versus if I was level 1, I couldn't even touch a level 8. No way. But now you can. But the biggest thing is you can get experience points, and they have another type of level, renown points, and loot that you can also get from other players in the game. So at first I thought, oh man, that's going to be broken. We're just going to have people farming each other and doing nothing but honor grinds. Not so. They actually felt pretty fluid. I was on a high population server, so yes, I was able to get into them pretty regularly. But I found that I leveled up as fast as I did in PvP as I did in PvE, just doing quests and monsters. So there's no clear-cut benefit unless you're just really, really good or really, really lucky and you win every single battleground you're in, because then, yes, you get some bonus experience points. But for my case, it was kind of 50-50. Depending on what time of the day, it seems like the better players, from my experience, were playing late night. Don't know if that's the same for all servers. Now, with World of Warcraft, the PvP, to me, it became like other MMOs did. Unless you had a guild or a group that you pre-made went in there, it was pretty hard. Warhammer is starting to get that way, but for some reason, it just felt better. That's one thing that you honestly will have to try out for yourself and see. You can't take someone else's word completely on it. For the PvE, though, of the game, I really liked how if I had a quest that wanted me to go out and kill these certain types of monsters to get 5 eyeballs of a zombie or something. If I go kill 5 zombies, I get 5 eyeballs. You would think 10, but you get the quest item for everything you kill. So it's not going to be a matter of going out to do plane striders, so to speak, and not getting a beak for every plane strider you kill, thus leaving you out there for maybe 2 minutes, maybe 40 minutes trying to get a quest done. Another big thing that kept the PvE and PvP going was the replacement of mana with action points. So everybody has action points that play like a rogue's action does in World of Warcraft, constantly regenerating, and all your abilities cost action points. At first, I didn't know if I was going to like this. I thought it would just totally throw the game off balance. But it actually works. It works really well. I found myself always playing, not sitting down, looking at the time. Oh man, gotta wait another 30 seconds to heal up, which isn't that bad for some people, but if you only say, maybe you just have like a half hour, an hour that, oh man, I really want to play, but I know that because, of all the downtime I gotta do in another game, I can't really get much done. That's another thing that I gotta say I really like in Warhammer. It seems like I can constantly do stuff. I can keep questing, I can keep PvPing. It's always there available. I don't have to sit around and wait as much. Now, another thing that I would say that I kind of like World of Warcraft better for, I gotta say I like their PvE, the player versus environment stuff better. Why? It's kind of hard to describe, but I think that the flow of it works a little bit better. It doesn't go too fast. Sometimes enemies seem harder because they're supposed to be harder, whereas in Warhammer, it seemed like everything was about the same difficulty. I never had too hard a time with anything unless I was just fighting stuff way higher than my level. But on to another thing that I really liked about the game. When it came time to attack a local castle or keep, the battle was pretty epic. The Order at the time was in control of it, so you had tons of chaos trying to storm it, and they have locations around the castle where you can set up siege weapons that you have purchased from vendors and attack the castle. The siege weapons can be destroyed, of course, but I think one of the cool, whoa, that was cool moments is when I saw a bunch of guys charging the front gate and players tipping over hot acid onto them and seeing them get a damage over time spell and their armor reduced. It was pretty cool to see, and it actually worked out in MMO terms. So this is the first part of many comparisons that I'll probably be doing for the two games. But for all those naysayers out there who say, oh, Warhammer, total ripoff, 1 out of 10, sucks. It's not so. If you like World of Warcraft, you're probably going to like Warhammer. Can you run the game on a computer? That's probably more likely the issue. Again, if you've invested a lot of time into World of Warcraft, I can't blame you if you want to stay. Who would? But for those looking for a new game or looking for a reason to quit World of Warcraft, you'll find Warhammer is a pretty easy transition because it does play similar, it looks similar, and it's a lot of fun. So far, it's pretty cool. So thumbs up so far from